something has just come to my attention that I want to share with you all. Remember when I first started this video, I did sort of the intro at a wall. Well, the wall that I was showing you, this promenade I called it, it was actually built to keep the water from the Chao Phraya River out of the city. Now, I mentioned that 4 rivers converge here. This is what Nakhon Sawan is sort of known for. 4 rivers converge here to form the Chao Phraya River, which flows on down to Bangkok. Now, the amazing thing is, if you look at this, like right now, the water is probably from this height, 20 or 25 feet down. And when the floods happened here, the water crested this wall and flowed into the city. Now, this didn't happen that long ago. So I'm going to go show you an example of how deep it was at one spot. Now, on the other side of the main road, it was to the roof. But I'm going to show you just 3 blocks from here how deep the water was. And you get something else that's going to surprise you as well. Okay, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. Look at this. Here is the water level on this electric box. Now, just so it gives you a reference, I'm 6'4" or 193 centimeters, and this is way over my head. So you can imagine how deep the water was here. This is amazing to me. Now, this only happened, say, a couple months ago. So what's even more amazing to me is something else. So what's even more amazing to me is, now this is the hotel I'm staying at. And as you can see, they're doing renovations here. Now, I thought they were just doing renovations, but that wasn't the case. They're doing renovations because this place was underwater. Now imagine this hotel up to here in water, now for 2 weeks, okay? Now, check this out. Now, I'm only going to say this because of contrast, okay? I think contrast is a good thing. You know, if we think our life's bad, if we contrast it with somebody's life that's worse, you know, we learn something. Contrast is really a good thing. Now I want you to check this out. Now this is the street where the electric box is and where the hotel is. Now I'm going to turn this camera around and show you something. Now what's amazing to me is this. If you look around, now this was only dried up probably about 6 weeks ago now. If you look around, 90% of the businesses are all in business. This didn't become a ghost town. They didn't wait around. As soon as the water dried up, they cleaned up and life went on as usual. And so this is very impressive to me because if I hadn't known, somebody hadn't told me this, I would never have known that they had the flood here. So this is impressive to me. Hey! Just wanted to mention something here. I'm walking along the sidewalk, and what do I come across? Something that you very rarely see, which is a public water fountain. Now, I stopped a Thai person and asked, is it okay to drink out of this thing? And they're like confused, like, wow, you know, I don't know. Because we're so accustomed over here to drinking bottled water, you know, everything's bottled. So I'd be really interested in knowing whether or not this is potable water, you know, potable water that you can actually drink right off the street. Now, in Thai culture, Thai society, used to be that houses in front of houses, they had clay pots that they'd fill with water every day. So the people walking by in the neighborhoods or down the roads could stop and get a cup of water. And so that was a very cool thing. You still see some houses doing that, but you don't see too many people drinking it anymore. It's sort of just a custom. But it was a really neat custom. It was sort of taking care of your fellow neighbors or your community. And so, you know, we all ought to think about that. You know, put something, say, hey, cold, fresh, filtered water or something in front of your house for people to be able to drink. Oh, I forgot, nobody walks back home. Anyway, this was really cool to stumble across this thing, and I don't see it very often. something that's worth mentioning, when I'm thinking about it, I always like to give you information when it comes to mind, because I'll forget about it, getting old, you know how that goes. Anyway, every city seems to have their own sort of forms of transportation. Say in Chiang Mai, we have tuk-tuks, which are little three-wheel, it reminds me of Cushmans. I don't know if you know what a Cushman was, but anyway, it's three wheels. It's got a bench seat in the back, and it makes a funny noise. Anyway, but the engine's contained inside, and they're supposed to run off natural gas, but they're two-strokes, and so. But anyway, so that was a familiar form of transportation, but we don't really have motorbike taxis except at the bus station, which is, a guy on a motorcycle, you jump on the back and pull around. But we do have song cows, which are pickup trucks with two seats down the back with a topper over it, a cover over the bed, and we use those as taxis. Well, in Nakhon Sawan, we have a couple other options there. One of which, if you look, are motorcycles that have been turned into sort of like tuk-tuks. They call them samla. Now, a samla here is a motorcycle with three wheels, with a little thing over the back. Okay? It would be similar to our tuk-tuk. Now, in Chiang Mai, we also have samla, but a samla is three-wheel like that, but a guy pedals it. Usually these are really old guys, so you don't move really fast. But you still see old people taking them to the market and stuff and keeping these guys in business. From what I understand, I don't know if this is true, but I hear as they die off that they're going to not reissue people permits to do it or something, because they do sort of hold up traffic these days. But anyway, that's transportation. What can I think about some of the other places? As I visit other places, it'll remind me of different kinds of transportations in different places. But Bangkok, you got buses, you got motorcycle taxis, which get you around fairly quick. You also have the BTS, which is a sky train, and also the MRT, which is an underground railroad or underground subway. So anyway, transportation, gotta love it.
I'm going to tell you about Nakhon Sawan.
Okay, good.
Why it's such a nice place to be here.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been here, by the way, living in Nakhon Sawan?
In Nakhon Sawan itself, only 4 years. Mm-hmm. Before that, I was living in Uthai Thani, which is the next province going south from here. Mm-hmm. And there, 20-odd years. Yeah?
Okay. So you got a good reference of what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah. Okay. In Nakhon Sawan, for a Phalang, you have everything here, the best of everything as well. The food, accommodation very easy to find, cheap also, and quite a lot of Phalang staying here, so there's expat community.
So it wasn't just the 5 that were sitting here.
Oh, there's quite a lot. So there's an expat community, so you can have friends and go to people's house and do all that sort of stuff. But also you're very close to the Thai population as well, the Thai people, because here it's not overcrowded with Phalangs like it is in
I noticed that. I've only been here for 3 or 4 days, but I noticed that. That's very refreshing, actually.
Yeah. And if you stay here, you start getting used to the Thai food and everything. It's all very easily available, very cheap, very nice, real Thai food, real Thai food, very cheap as well. So that's something else. And also in the surrounding areas, you're not far from nature. On the west, you have the Western Forest Complex, which is a series of wildlife sanctuaries. There's Hue Kha Keng, Tung Nhai Nai Suan East, Tung Nhai Nai Suan West, Pang, and then on the outskirts.
And how long does it take you to get from Nakhon Sawan into the preserve?
Well, you can go to Nair Wong, which is one of the national parks on the periphery of the wildlife sanctuaries, and from here it will take you about 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours.
And you're in the national park already, okay?
And you can see all sorts of wildlife there.
Yes, you can camp there, and there's a river coming through, so you can sit in the water, and it's nice and cold and very refreshing. So it's a lovely place to go for a picnic in the national parks.
You can actually get in the water.
Oh yes, of course.
In a waterfall or actually in a lake?
This is a river coming through. But it's like all rocks and things like that and bushes. So and the river's coming through like that. So you just get in there and find yourself a nice place. Get your beer on the rock. And have somebody to keep replenishing it for you, and you just lie there and you take it easy.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't worry about what's in the water? No kind of caimans or anything like that you need to worry
about? No, this is quite shallow, but it's fairly fast moving, but it's like going between rocks. Yeah? Lots of other. If you go further up into Nair Wong, talking about Nair Wong or Klong Lan, there's bigger waterfalls where, of course, then you can actually swim at the bottom there. And so there's lots and lots of places that you can reach within one day. Go and come back, have your picnic, and do loads and loads of places. Going down to Utai, going up to Kampang Phet. Right? So it's not even just in Nakhon Sawan. It's all very. Oh, we've got Nam Keng Doi. Yeah.
Now this is very Thai. This is very Thai.
This is another thing about Thailand, the hospitality.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now you knew him from before, right?
Oh yeah. Did you get that on the camera?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. He came over. He's sitting at a table near us, having a beer.
Oh.
And what does he do?
But he's not.
He brings over a bottle of beer, not opened, by the way, and a glass with some ice. Oh, you're gonna pop the top there on a chair. Hey, very good. Looks like you've done that before.
Many times. The bumper on my red Land Rover was ideal for.
It has a little worn spot
well,
there, right?
It's just steel. It's got the edge.
Cup. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, Thai hospitality.
No, go ahead. I know. So anyway, it's a lovely place up here, lovely. Cheap to live, but full of life, full of activity.
And how long does it take you if you need to get into Bangkok to do something from here?
From here, you've got the Asia going down to Bangkok. You know, that's 3 lanes in each direction. So if you're in your own car, 2 hours.
2 hours to Bangkok.
2.5 hours.
And I think from Chiang Mai it took me driving about 5 or 6 hours. 6 hours maybe from Chiang Mai.
That's going pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's bombing, right? But you can get the what we call the Lok Do, the passenger van. It's 180 baht, and it gets you down there in 2.5 to
480 baht.
Yeah.
And you also told me, I asked you this question about having immigration. Now they have an immigration office here as well.
Immigration office right here. Yeah.
That's great. That helps out a lot as well. Very good.
So it makes that very easy. Yeah.
So the people are friendly. It's got everything basically you need here. You've got an expat community. You've got an immigration office. What does it not have that you wish it had?
Okay. When I go to Cambodia a lot, now there the French used to live there before.
Yes, that's right.
So in Sihanoukville, which is where I live, I go to the supermarket there, and there's such a selection of cheeses and
cheeses. Wow.
So
and baked goods that actually taste good. We have a lot of baked goods here now, but they don't really have the flavor.
Coming up.
They don't have the flavor we're used to.
Yeah. But the cheeses is very difficult unless you go to Bangkok.
Yeah. And I'm going to get over to Cambodia soon and show these guys what Cambodia has to offer. But
Cambodia's got a lot as well.
Yeah, we were talking about that before, and we think that this is going to be the up and coming place in the future. So I'm going to get over there and show our guys.
Where I'm going to end up, not Sihanouk, Kompok, which is further along the coast, almost to the border with Vietnam.
I've never been there.
It's Kompok province. There's a beach there which is completely undeveloped at the moment, but my wife's got family there and we bought property there, we bought the land.
Yeah, really?
Okay. So
you'll have to give me that information when I get over there. If you're around, I'll come look you up.
So that's where I'll end up, because it's such a beautiful place. So in the meantime, what I'm doing now is I do a little project in Sihanoukville, similar to what I've got here, is little apartments, 12 two-room apartments.
Okay, Sihanoukville apartment, what does it run there? What are you going to rent those for?
For about $160 a month.
How far from the beach?
About 1.5 kilometers.
1.5 kilometers from the beach, 160 a month. And how many square meters?
What, for each?
Per room. Yeah, for your room.
Well, they'd be quite nice sized rooms.
32 square meters, something like that?
32, I'm talking about, there'll be 2 rooms, so altogether it's about 8 meters by 5, about 40.
Oh wow, that's nice. That's a nice sized room.
40 for the 2 rooms,
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's nice. Good project.
That's what I'm going to do. We've got the land already.
Wow. Yeah, you have to give me information to keep in touch with you. Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you and talking to you about this. You know, I wanted to catch up with somebody here that had some of this.
Leave Europe, leave America. It's all...
Yeah, why stay there anymore, right?
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life.
Yeah. That's and the Thai hospitality, like him coming over and giving you a beer.
But I can't manage it.
How's it work? Is it going to happen in America and it's going to happen in the UK where, somebody's just going to wander over and say, here, have a beer?
I'm 72 years old, okay? Now,
you're in great shape for 72. I hope I'm in good shape.
If I'm in England or anywhere and I look at a 16-year-old girl and smile at her, what are they going to say to me?
Oh, man, don't even go into that.
Here, they smile at you and say, what would you like?
Yeah.
Not quite, but...
I mean, here you can be friendly with people. It's so refreshing.
But they smile.
Not because you want anything, not because just for genuine friendliness. You can actually be friendly with people.
Yeah.
It's so nice, It's one of the psychic incomes, I call it, Now you're obligated to drink it.
No, I'm not. I can't manage it.
Maybe I'll have a glass with you.
Well, you have it. You finish it off, because I've had 2 bottles of Heineken already.
Now you're going to make me
it's only...
Chong beer, we'll do the plug for Chong, Okay. But anyway...
you edit this as well,
Yeah.
So what else do you want me to say?
That's probably about it. You basically covered everything. I mean, it's a great place to live. And it's nice because there's not a lot of foreigners. It hasn't been, tainted. The Thai people don't, another foreigner. I mean,
the other aspect of living in Thailand generally is that everything is much more easy, much more laid back. Not so much hassle about everything.
It's more about living life.
Yes. So it's a much more...
it's not about trying to accomplish something to get something. It's just about being in the moment and enjoying what you have on you, right?
Yeah, hassle-free.
Yeah. And so... he's got 3 more. He's got a bag with 3 more bottles now.
Okay, here, look.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go home now.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for the interview. I appreciate it. It was nice to meet you. I would like to be able to get information and keep up with you, because when I get over to Cambodia, I'll look you up. So we'll do that off camera. And that was great. Thanks for the interview. And I'll be back in touch with these guys doing something else a little later. Well, my trip to Nakhon Sawan is pretty much coming to an end, but before I go, I want to thank the great staff at Grand Vishnu Hotel. The staff has been phenomenal, and I've had a great time, and it's been a very good hotel. So if you're passing through Nakhon Sawan, I recommend this hotel to stay at. Grand Lishanu Hotel.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Hey, I'm back. One more addition to the flood story. I found out that in addition to the walls that you see here, the army came in and built a levee behind these walls that were equal to the level of the second story, the floor of the second story of the buildings across the street, which means on top of that, they built a levee behind it, another 10 or 15 feet, probably 10 feet, and then sandbagged the top, and the water breached that. So amazing amount of water from what I understand, and actually it came because they let out, they opened up a dam upriver and didn't warn these people down here. Nice thing, eh? But anyway, like I said, this is where four rivers converge anyway, so there was a lot of water to start with. Now, my time in Nakhon Sawan has come to an end, unfortunately, because I really like this place. I think I'll be back again soon. One thing that Nakhon Sawan is known for is mujis. Now, mujis are these little guys here, and they're like little pastries or dough filled with some kind of filling. This one actually has chocolate, but you can get them in coconut, durian, salty egg. You can get all sorts of things. They're these little tiny pastries or dough balls, and Nakhon Sawan is known for these. So if you come here, make sure you get some of those. Everybody that I told I was coming here said, bring me back some mujis. So it's like a tourist tax, right? So I'm going to bring them back some mujis. So how do I sum up my visit to Nakhon Sawan? Well, I would rate friendliness on a 1 to 5 scale, a 5. People here were really friendly. It reminded me of coming to Thailand a long, long time ago. Very nice. The infrastructure as far as internet, electric, everything like that was really good. I had a Wi-Fi connection in my hotel that was very good. I used 3G on my mobile phone while I was here, very good. Transportation. Getting a lay of the land is a little bit weird, like I say, because all the roads are angled, but getting around was really easy and inexpensive even without a motorbike, because the song taos are only 10 baht, and you can jump on one of those and go just about anywhere for 10 baht, so that's hard to beat as well. As far as food, the food was great. Traditional Thai food, inexpensive. The market on the weekend was fantastic. I don't know what else to say. This was a really great experience. Someplace I would come back to, and if you're thinking about retiring over in Thailand, as Mike said, there's a foreigner infrastructure, an expat infrastructure here, or community that you could join up with as well. Very close to a lot of natural resources. You have the river. You have game reserves, nature preserves, national parks very close by. You're not that far from Bangkok, so it's something to think about. If you're thinking about coming over and retiring, this would be a really nice place, very refreshing. It'd really give you the feeling of living in Thailand, for sure. So I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for coming along on the trip with me. And remember, no matter how bad things are getting back in your home country, you know, always remember there's always an option. So until we meet again, JC out.